Good morning, world history students. This is Prudence Lamar or Mrs. Lamar, and I am going to go through some things in for this week. Just for those of you, I did not do this last week. I was honestly really swamped. I've not been teaching for 3 years, so acquainting myself with all the different things is what I've been doing. So I look forward to getting to know you. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to either send me a Schoology message or you can also send me an email message to plamar@sowashco.org. And the other thing I want to stress is if something isn't working, please don't stress out about it. We will figure it out together. One thing with the online school is there's a little bit more flexibility with the due dates. So although there's due dates on there, they are mostly suggested. And it is recommended that you spend about 5 hours a week in this course in order to be successful. And so I'm just going to jump right in and kind of go through the last week and this week of what the expectations were. And so I'm just going to start right off. First of all, before starting any of the courses, if you are new to online school, everyone needed to go through this orientation, and all the teachers for online school have that same course and task in there. And once you're finished, that's all you have to do. The admin will figure out how it gets marked for all of the courses. So you don't need to take a screenshot and submit it. It'll all be taken care of with the admin. So for this course, for World Geography A, or sorry, World History A, you're going to go into the current folder. And the original video that I still have up and showed you was one that I stole from Mr. Cron because I didn't even have a chance to make my own. But first thing last week, I had you completing a student survey, and this is something that is required of us. And I have always done this even when I was in the classroom. I spent 23 years at Lake Middle School. So, a way for me to get to know you and for you to also get to know a little bit about me. So, make sure you submit that. Once you submit the form, there's nothing else you need to do. You don't need to take a screenshot. Once you click submit at the bottom of the form, once I go through it and review it, then I will mark the score in the grade book. So it's not going to automatically show up as completed until I go through it. Then for this week, Module 1, you'll notice that there is a lot of modules. And yes, there's the class discussion and the video reflection. And if you have some problems with those, please reach out. But the one thing I wanted to show you with the lesson, and all the lessons are going to be the same, but when you get into the lesson, it's like the textbook and all the information is embedded. And so I know that some of you might not even look at this, but in order to be successful on the final exam, which you only have one shot at, you need to actually go through this unless you are already a world studies expert. And so on the second page, it's going to give you an option to either open up these links. I don't think those work on your Chromebook. And those are not required in order to complete this. But what I ended up going in and doing is, and I'm going to do it for all the units, I just haven't finished it yet, is I uploaded those for you. And so you can make a copy of the notes. So these guided notes are going to be just for your use. And if you struggle with understanding what you're reading and remembering it, then for those of the items that you are unfamiliar with, I would suggest that you fill this out as you go and then save it in a folder for World History Module 1. And then when you're about to take the test, you can go and refer back to this. But this is optional. You do not have to submit these. So when you're in here, this is like the textbook, you go through, and then within the textbook, there's going to be videos. So for instance, this video, and then there's going to be this question, provide the answer. There's going to be questions in the every quiz that's going to make reference to the stuff that's inside of the video. So watching the video is going to be imperative. If you answer the question, quiz yourself, and then it'll give you the answer. So this is all really takes a lot to actually be you have to be, yourself has to be into this because not the teacher going through this. So here's another video, but there's one of the pages where it's got these little tabs. You have to click on each of the tabs in order to get all the information. There's one of them that's got not a video, but these arrows to get through and look at the different parts. And then reading through. And then once you get through the information, this is like an online textbook, or it is an online textbook embedded, then you would go back to Module 1. You would take do the questions, quick quiz. You get 3 chances for that. Another thing that I would recommend is after you are done with these quizzes is maybe add the answers and those questions to your notes or somewhere where you're going to remember to go back. So when you get to the end of all these modules, there's a test down here, and you only get 1 chance. You can review all of the things that you did for all of these lessons. And again, there is a suggested due date for these. There is a suggested due date, but you could sit and work through all of them on your own pace. And again, it's recommended you spend about 5 hours on each online course a week. All right. Well, if you have any questions, please send me a Schoology message or an email, and I will work with you to get that started. And if you have any questions, reach out. I will be in the high schools on Wednesday, and I will send those times out to you. Look forward to meeting you. Stop by and say hi.